Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is Cosmos, and welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video, friends, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 reasons why you are losing inside of Fortnite Battle Royale. So hopefully, after looking through all of these tips and just reasons why you guys are losing inside of Fortnite, you guys can go ahead into your game and really just implement all of these things that I tell you to do inside of the video to hopefully improve your game and therefore get you more wins. So ladies and gentlemen, I know it's really hard to get wins, and I used to be able to get like rarely any wins, if maybe even like once a week inside of Fortnite solos, and I know how hard it is, but now by using all these tips that I have here, I'm slowly getting better and better at Fortnite and overall getting more wins inside of solos and also in squads inside of Fortnite Battle Royale. So ladies and gentlemen, if this does help you, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, as well as subscribing to my channel, and also if you guys do want to stay up to date with all of my videos coming in the future of the channel, go ahead and chuck on the notification bell. But without waiting any longer, let's get into the list. So starting this lift off right now, we have you, if you're not winning, you are either landing at locations that don't suit your playstyle or just landing at locations that are really terrible. So basically, if you have a really aggressive playstyle and you're really good at like shooting people and killing people and aiming and just really good at getting all those kills, Tilted Towers could be for you, or places like Salty Springs and Retail Row. If you're not as good at the start of games, but you still want to get pretty decent loot, maybe Lonely Lodge, maybe even Dusty Depot can be alright sometimes, as well as the factories inside of Fortnite. They're also really good, but really you just gotta find a place that's for your playstyle. Like if you're not very good at the game, you still need to learn by getting kills, obviously, but maybe land at a place like factories where it's not there's not too many kills, maybe 2 or 3 people there usually, rather than a place like Tilted Towers, which has like so many people that land there. And if you're not very good at the game, then I don't recommend you guys to land there. But I don't want you guys to go ahead and land at Wailing Woods and get no kills. I still want you to land at a place that still has a few kills. Even Lonely Lodge has a few kills, as well as the factories, Dusty. They're all really good locations to start off at. But if you are a step ahead and you are pretty good at the game, maybe try to land at Tilted Towers. But if you haven't killed a whole bunch at Tilted Towers, maybe try a different place like Salty Springs, even Retail Row. That is our number 5 spot there, ladies and gentlemen. You got to find a location that you're used to, and you got to really get used to it so you know where to land inside of that location, and you know where the chests are, you know where the good loot is, so you guys can go ahead and really just improve your chances at getting good at the start game, because obviously a big part of Fortnite is surviving the start game where you have like nothing, and you got to go ahead, get shields, get materials, get weapons. So that is a big part of the game, and I hope you guys do go ahead and fix up that so you can find yourself a better location to land that suits your playstyle. In number 4 spot, we have that you are either using weapons that you're bad at using, or just using weapons that are absolutely trash and you don't even realize it. So basically this is, if you are, a really good example that I can think of is if you are really good with the pump shotgun, don't use the tac shotgun. Always use the pump, or even use the pump tac. But if you're not very good at aiming with the pump, I would go ahead and use the tactical shotgun. You can't just use a gun maybe because everyone else uses it. You got to use something that suits you a lot more. So for me, I rock 1 pump and 1 tac, and this really goes well with my playstyle, and I can go ahead and, because I get in a lot of shotgun fights because I like to rush people usually, so I go ahead and use this, and this is what I find that fits me. But if you're not very good with the pump and you miss all your shots all the time, maybe don't rock a pump, maybe only rock a tactical shotgun. Or if you're really bad at using heavy shotguns, don't use a heavy shotgun then. But really, you just once again got to use weapons that you are good at using. And this doesn't really go at the start of the game, because at the start of the game you don't really get to pick what weapons you get. It's all random. But towards the end of the game, or even the middle of the game, where you're looking for weapons that are going to get you towards the end of the game and help you get kills, this is when you should really use this tip and try and get weapons that you're really good at using. And if you are really good with those weapons, keep getting good with those weapons. And maybe if you're playing a little bit chill, like in squads or something, go ahead and try out these other weapons that you aren't very good at using, so you can go ahead and get better at using the weapons to furthermore really just improve your playing inside of Fortnite Battle Royale. Now moving on to our number 3 spot, you are not building enough. So basically, you guys, it's pretty simple this one. You need to build in Fortnite. You need to be building basically every single gunfight that you're in to really just have an advantage over the other player. And really, the more you build, the better at building you're going to get, the more gunfights you're going to be able to win. Because now with everyone really getting really good at Fortnite, there's a lot of build battles that you've been getting into, and it's starting to get a lot harder to win those build battles. And if you're going to want to keep up, you're going to need to get really, really good at building. And the best way to do that is just build as much as you possibly can, get as many materials as you possibly can, so you can go ahead and just really improve your game inside of Fortnite. As we all know that building is a massive part of Fortnite, always going to want to be having the high ground over your opponent, so you can go ahead and win all of those gunfights very, very easily. In number 2 spot, we have you are not playing aggressive enough, or maybe you're playing too passive. Now, I find this is a really hard one. You can't play too aggressive, but you can't play too passive. You need to really find a balance between the two inside of the game, so you can go ahead and just play well, I guess. So you're not going to want to rush every single person you see. You're going to really want to think about the situation and just be like, hey, okay, so if I rush this guy, he could have full shield. You really need to be like, hey, okay, I'm going to sit back, get a few AR shots on this guy, see how much shield he has, and then get a good idea of the amount of health he has before you go ahead and rush him. Because you don't want to rush him if you're on 100 health and this guy could be on full shield and full health. You're not going to want to rush him in that scenario. So you're going to want to make sure that you're not playing too aggressive and rushing everyone, or not playing too passive and seeing someone and being like, oh no, I'm not getting in that gunfight, man. I'm turning straight back around. You're going to want to make sure that you do find a balance between those two things. You can't play too aggressive. You can't play too passive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in our number 1 spot, this is the biggest one that I could say to you guys, and I find people in game like a lot like this. You're not aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware of your surroundings at all times. And whether this is like when you're running through the fields, or whether you're running around in the open area of the map, turning behind you every now and then, and you're definitely going to be jumping up and down and moving side to side. You're not going to be running in some straight line inside of the game. You're going to want to always be moving unpredictably, so people can't just snipe you randomly. And always be looking behind you, because you never know when someone's behind you. Make sure you're really listening. Don't be playing music in the background, so you can't actually hear any footsteps or anything, because then you won't be aware of your surroundings at all. You're going to make sure that you're really focused on the game. If you do really want to win inside of Fortnite, you're going to want to be focused inside of the game. And ladies and gentlemen, that will end up our list there, but I think being aware of surrounding is the biggest one that you can possibly do, so you know when there's people, or even if you're in a gunfight, you hear shots behind you and be like, okay, there's a guy behind me. After I get out of this gunfight, I can't just mess around. I need to watch this guy behind me, make sure he's not there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll end off the list. Hope you guys are going to enjoy. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as chucking the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.